morning. All right, this is going to be dailies. On Monday. I'm going to be ordering a microphone today. My sister has been telling me I need to. She says it's that bad, so I'm sorry, but I'll fix it. She said my talking is horrible. She can't hear anything I say, so I guess I have to buy a microphone. Okay, so I will do that today. Messages may or may not resonate with you. If they do, that's great. If they don't, we're not trying to make him. Nine of Wands. That's the sometimes the worst is over card. Nines are the end of a cycle. Common theme lately. Alright, so past life relationships could also be relationships between siblings, brother and sister, that kind of thing. Usually this is, for me, this is like a past life relationship you have with someone. Maybe a spouse in a past life. Usually romantic for me, but I guess it wouldn't have to be. Like a soulmate, you know, any kind of soulmate. So the worst is over for the two of you. That's good. I'll do one more. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is quick action, quick movement, things happening quickly. Let me do another one. So I don't think it's having anything to do with the first, like it has something to do with the first two cards, obviously, but because that's who it's happening to, but I want to know what is happening. I'm still going to draw a card. Strength. Number 8, card of Leo. Strength is another card when it comes up in a spread that can mean victory. And that's kind of what I heard. The worst is over and victory comes quick. What kind of victory, though? That's the part that I'm not understanding, is what, like what kind of victory comes quick? Oh. Okay, end of a cycle. So that's cool. We started out with a 9 and now we're going to be a 10. I think the victory is just getting out of this cycle. I think that would be the victory. This cycle has been a brutal one for a lot of people. Alright, that's what I'm gonna say it is. It's just getting the hell out of this cycle that we've been in. But holding it together while we were getting there. That's good. That's a victory to make it through a really difficult cycle with someone. That's not easy, you know? It's not easy. Alright, so the worst is over with someone who you have a soulmate connection, past life connection with. And victory comes quickly with the end of a cycle. So there you go. We're going to move on to the oracle reading. 2 cards. The moon. There's a lot of ways to look at the moon, so I'm going to wait to pull another card before I even say anything. It could be secrets, it could just be the journey, it could be illumination, it could be duality. There's a lot the moon could mean, so I'm going to wait before I... Alright. Judgment. Some sort of resurrection. An awakening. So... this is where you're headed. This is what's coming. A complete resurrection, which would go with yesterday. So we had the, it was the World and then the Fool card. That is basically the same thing. It's a complete resurrection, overhaul, new life, you know. I heard answering the call. If that helps anyone out, I don't know. Answering the call. Just thinking, I had 3 10s the other day, and now I have 3 10s again on here. So 3 10s. I don't know if that is important to anyone. Look it up. I don't know. But that was made to be important to me. I don't know why. 3 10s. So it should be what? 30? 3? So you're headed for a whole new life. Like that Aladdin song. That's a whole new world. Right? Yeah. See, like, I don't... Yeah, they want me to... Don't think that it's going to be like... It's going to be a great life that's coming. But, I mean, it's not like you're completely out of the woods as far as, like, things... Like, you still have, you know, choices to make. You still have a good little bit to go here, you know. But there's definitely... Oh, where am I? Illumination. There's definitely guidance for you. And hopefully by now you've kind of mastered which side you're gonna, you know... Not which, I shouldn't say which side. You should be going more in the middle. You know, kind of staying in the middle. It's, I don't know. There's no good. There's no bad. There just is. Experiences. And feelings and things. But there's no going back. Once you come out of here, there's no going back for you. Completely new. Let you know what call you need to answer. Answer the call. Okay. I'm done with that one. I'm not doing another one. Yeah, in case you didn't know. Moving on. Okay. I'm going to do the intuitive reading now. Looking at that Judgment card. It's the feeling of it is something that's been waited for. Like, look at this lady. She's like, ugh, finally, right? It seems like it's taken a lifetime. I guess it was a lifetime. Now it's a new one. I don't know. I'm sure that'll mean something to somebody. Okay. Five of Swords. Every time I get this, is going to be one of those cards where I'm like, oh, this card again. Yeah. Ugh. Five of Swords. Depending on how it's being used. And always usually has to do with thoughts, ideas, beliefs, burdens. Could be people walking away. Let's see. Oh, my head hurts. Swords. Mental imprisonment, internal bondage, entrapment, but it's all self-imposed, and none of it's real. You know, she's kind of put herself out there, and she doesn't have to be. Jesus. Thought we were done with this. Seven of Swords. Okay. Alright. So we have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so a lot of thoughts, beliefs, ideas. Most of them, they're either done to ourselves, okay, or they're things that don't serve us. Could be from other people. They're not helping. Caring too much. Just holding on to things that you don't need to be, you know. I heard forgiveness, so maybe you need to forgive someone. It's just too much weight anymore. You need to work on forgiveness. You know, when you forgive people too, it's not like that you're saying, you know, what they did to you is okay, or that you agree with it, or that you even deserved it, you know, but it's a way of doing it so you have closure. You know, I've forgiven people for things that, you know, I didn't think I'd ever forgive people for. You know what I mean? But you need to, because you get to a certain area where you have to move on, to kind of close that chapter out. You know, because when we have something like that, and that's how we kind of leave a certain relationship ending, that's like putting a bookmark in it. It's not over with. I mean, you're just kind of not dealing with it until later on, you know? Like, you don't have to be doing that. You know, things that don't serve you, things that, you know, you just want to be done with. Practice forgiveness. You'll feel really good after. Like, when you're doing it, you're gonna, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be shitty, but it's because you got to work through all that stuff. And don't let that stop you from doing it, you know, because it's worth it. It's just not easy, and that's why a lot of people don't do that kind of work, shadow work and stuff, because it's not easy. It's scary, it's raw, it's, you know, I mean, you kind of understand and see parts of yourself that are very, what we don't want to admit about ourselves. But it's needed. You know, because you're going to keep losing, I don't want to say losing people, but you know, the higher you go up a pyramid, this is what the higher you go up a pyramid, the smaller it gets. So, like, obviously less people would fit, right? So you have to kind of, you have to be able to do things on your own and in a right frame of mind. You can't have this going on. You know, you need forgiveness, you need to move on, you need to lay down burdens. And I feel like a lot of people are doing this. I know I've been working on it lately, but if you haven't, then you need to. Because this isn't fun. This isn't, that is what I think is holding a lot of you back, is not forgiving. You know, is not being willing to move on. Because, you know, we all have, like, I think these internal things that, you know, this happened, I can't forgive that. Because it offends your, you know, your everything. But you'll see that you're gonna have to get to a point where you do. Because you'll just get to a wall. You know, it may take a while hanging out there too, but you'll realize there's no moving forward without it. You know, I've narrowed mine down. I have like a definite list of people left and like that I've been working on. And it's a slow process. Like, you can't, you know, do shadow work to heal something from someone and then be like, well, I did it for 20 minutes and I'm good now. It's, you gotta keep going and keep going. And it's a very, the process can be really shitty. I don't wanna, you know, it's worth it though. Alright. Back to using the blue deck, because I felt like doing today. It's definitely saying you're there because you're keeping yourself there. So if you feel like you're stuck right now, it's because of you. Sorry. We forgive people for ourselves. Any day now. Okay. 10 of air. The end of a difficult situation. Look at that. Yay! Embrace the change and expect things to get better. Recovering from an addiction. Very cool. All right, so that's really great. I'll do one more and then I'll read from the little book. A lot going on at once. Need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So a lot going on. Need to make a decision. Interesting. All right, read the little book. The situation has ended. Unfortunately, endings are always followed by new beginnings. Yay. You may feel sadness over what has transpired, mixed with welcome relief. It's time to walk away and embrace the dawning of a new day. Expect your circumstances to improve. It may be time to change your career. Perhaps you've completed a long-term project or decided to pursue other employment. Don't put limits on what wonderful things the universe can bestow. Cast your wide net and see what fantastic opportunities you might catch. Nowhere to go but up. Recovery from an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. Okay. So, I mean, it's definitely the end of a cycle. And it's been a long time coming. Earth. There we go. I always forget that they're set up just like the tarot. It's just, these would be pentacles of the earth. You're doing too much. You may experience financial instability or have too many projects on your plate. You're feeling stressed, yet you're managing to maintain the status quo at work and home. If you're considering a career change, keep your current job and slowly transition to a new one. The situation you're inquiring about requires a decision from you. Stay open to creative ideas or new perspectives. If you're struggling to make a choice, try a more playful approach. If you lighten up, you may find the answer more easily. Dealing with change, working multiple jobs, the need to balance your budget, the ability to adapt. So that goes, things aren't exactly going to be always easy, okay? But they are going to be new, and they'll be fulfilling. They'll just be different. Stay open. Well, that's it. I can't wait to see how this shit turns out, because very cool. I'm going to have this on my Instagram in a little bit. Divine Destiny Tarot 1111, website divinedestinytarot.com. Click on shop, get a reading. I hope this was able to help somebody. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.